Everybody, and welcome back to another episode of What in the Ads is Going On. Today, I have an extremely special episode for you because I have, obviously, a very extremely special guest with me. So I would like to introduce to you someone who is absolutely near and dear to my heart. Her name is Jenn Herman, and not only is she near and dear to me, but she is also the world's forefront blogger on everything Instagram. She literally wrote the book on Instagram, Instagram for Dummies. And she is also one of my co-authors on The Ultimate Guide to Social Media Marketing. So I'm very excited and very pleased to introduce to you Jenn Herman. Jenn, welcome to the show again.
Again, here we are. I love it.
You're definitely holding one of the hot potatoes of hot topics lately, Instagram.
Instagram's
been heating up again and getting lots and lots of attention.
It is. It's every month it's like another update, and big updates and little updates. I mean, I did an average. There's an average of 8 updates a month right now on Instagram.
See, in my world, I work exclusively in the Facebook ads world, well, Facebook and Instagram ads, but Facebook is my jam. Facebook changes so much, but all the changes seem to just happen on the platform on the back end and the ad side.
Yeah.
There's just so many changes that I can't even keep up with them personally. In your world, when a change happens on Instagram, it's like somebody took a giant boulder and splashed it into a pond, and it's causing like ripples everywhere. So
right? That's pretty much what my life is like. It's just chasing down the next update, trying to calm people down, trying to reassure somebody. Okay, no, this is not a big deal. This is a big deal. That's pretty much my life.
Now, for anyone who's just watching this, whether you're catching this live or on the replay, first of all, drop a comment, let me know you're here and say hello. We would love to say hello to you. But if you're not following Jenn everywhere around the web, you definitely want to be a part of her Facebook group, because all of those updates that Jenn is talking about when a change happens on Instagram, she sounds the alarm or puts out the correct information. Not the clickbait information, not the false, the fake news on Instagram. She puts out all of the good stuff inside. Usually drops first in your Instagram group. Is that right?
Yeah, so if you go to Facebook and you search Jenn's Trends in Social Media, that's the free Facebook group, and it is the one place where you can come and hang out and ask all Instagram questions and social media questions. A good safe space. Whenever anyone has a Facebook ads question, I just literally go at Amanda Robinson because I just don't touch it if she's in there. But yeah, it's if there's going to be an Instagram update, if there's news, if there's anything else, we share it and talk about it in that Facebook group. And then I'll also talk about it in my membership group. But those are the places I actually talk about it first before we ever talk about it on Instagram or on LinkedIn or on my Facebook page, because everyone will test or give their feedback, or do they have access or not have access, so that we can kind of test before we unleash the reality on the world.
Unleash the reality. I like that. And I also appreciate that, much to my world with Facebook and your world with Instagram, not all of the changes roll out simultaneously to everybody equally.
Yeah. And that's the frustration, right? Even the latest one was the link sticker, and they announced August 30th, everyone was getting the link sticker. Everyone has screenshots, effective August 30th, and then no one got it. And it was September 16th when everyone got it. I was like, thanks for showing up, Instagram. But it's everyone's talking about it and nobody had access to it. And you're sitting here well, is it coming? Is it not coming? Does this mean we're getting it? But I mean, Facebook, right?
Do you have an opinion on the link sticker versus the swipe up link?
I'm still kind of jury's out on it. I think in the long run, it's better. Ultimately, every decision Instagram makes these days is they're moving it towards Instagram Reels, and they want more functionality in Reels. So I fully believe the sticker is meant to make more functionality for swipe up, aka link stickers, going into Reels. Now, that being said, everyone's used to the swipe up. And I think now people will transition to the sticker. But we had so much of an issue when they were in the testing phase that people didn't know how to use the link sticker, that anyone who used it had huge drops in the amount of web traffic that they were generating, because people were trying to swipe and they were like, it's not working. And they didn't know what the link sticker did. So they were like, I don't know, do I click on this? And it confused a lot of people, and a lot of brands lost traffic because of it. But I think as it becomes more mainstream and it's no longer the swipe up verbiage, then people will get more used to it as common users, and we'll see that kind of, rebalance. But for right now, it's still kind of jury out in terms of functionality and preference.
I feel like Instagram has I feel like they've just fired out a whole bunch of feature changes all
I
very quickly. A lot
know.
of them having to do with stickers or how things function, and especially with dropping or releasing reels and trying
Yeah.
to keep up with TikTok. I mean, I feel like Instagram is just in this reactionary mode of like we need to do some jazz hands over here to get some attention on our platform. Like, hey guys, we're just gonna change stickers around and do more features
Right?
for you, and we're just gonna hammer them all out at once.
That's exactly what it feels like. I mean, every month, like I said, literally, I think the average is 8 updates a month in the last number of months that I've been tracking it. And I think so far this month, I'm up to 6 updates already this month. And but it is like it's some of these big things, and they're fighting, to compete with things like TikTok, and they're trying to roll out features into Reels. And then there's some little things, and there's back end things, and there's a new sticker thing, but they all start to add up, and it's a lot to keep up with. I mean, I live, eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff, and it's a lot for me to keep up with. But it's all competition, right? They're trying to bring Reels up to level, and I've been saying this since Reels came out. I fully expect we're going to see the day when Reels and Stories unite and they become one thing. I know. They are the same thing. They're literally the same thing in 2 different areas. I'm like, why didn't you just take the Reels feature, add it to Stories, and go, yay, done? But what do I know? So all these
Just wrote the book at it. No biggie. No biggie.
No, right? Instagram won't talk to me. They denied my verification again. I meet every criteria for verification. I send it in again, and I got denied because I don't meet the qualifications.
You know what? I'll just have to create a competing profile, like a mock profile, so that you'll have to have like a case, or we'll have to get you a media.
I've been impersonated, and I've reported them multiple times. I've been impersonated. I meet all the criteria.
We'll have to get you a specific media job so that you have like media credentials where therefore they have to, yeah.
Right? And I sent them links to everything. I sent them links to like Inc.com, Yahoo Finance. I sent them all my links to all these, like, not even just like, oh, here I was in this podcast. I sent them links to major publications where I'm referenced. And they're like, no, you don't meet the qualifications. But anyways, I digress.
Qualifications. We're going to segue here shortly into how to make a profitable Instagram profile, which the timing on that is wonderful because you have some stuff up your sleeve. But before we do that, I just want to give some shout outs. We've got Kate Wachowski in the house saying hi, Amanda and Jen. Hi, Kate. We've got Lisa Monks. Good morning, ladies. I still have this morning's coffee to cheers you.
I got water. We can cheers.
It still has this morning's coffee. I bet you it's still warm.
Probably still decent.
Should I?
I wouldn't. Do you have milk in it? It's been there all day?
It's still warm. It's still warm. By the way, folks, if you want one of these lovely things, you can get one simply by becoming a member. So if kicking the ads, all my members are getting either this edition or the new Yeti Rambler edition. Just dropping that in there. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Lindy House, who is here. Lindy is saying so much great info in the group. And I think
thanks, Lindy.
Your group. All right, so let's segue ourselves. And if you are popping in again while we're live or even on the replay, throw your name in the hat, throw a comment in there. I'd like to bring you up on screen and give you a shout out. And Lisa's name.
It is a big ass mug.
It is. When I ordered them, I thought I was getting a different size. And when these things showed up, I was like, okay. So, you know what? Turned out it was good.
I just saw Troy's comment.
Reminder why I don't look at the Facebook. Troy, I'm glad you're here. This is your first time popping in a cameo in a long time on one of our lives, and we're happy.
And it had to be the two of us.
It had to be the two of us. All right, segueing into talking about a very specific topic on this live stream, which is making a profitable Instagram profile. Because I know you are the absolute queen when it comes to talking about the breaking news features, new features, changes, things when things break, all sorts of that. We get a lot of that information from inside your exclusive, your free Facebook group, and that's where we get a ton of information. But there's a whole other side to Instagram other than just checking out new features, trying things, and playing with Instagram. There is an entire backbone of business and e-commerce and profit that happens on the Instagram side. And I think I've had the pleasure of being in the background of a lot of your presentations, front row with my pink high heel shoes sitting there, taking all the photos of Jen up on stage, and also helping you with recording some of your...
I was going to say, and recording all of my courses.
So I've been able to see behind the scenes on a lot of Jen's course content, and I've learned a lot. And I personally have learned a lot about the nuts and bolts of creating an Instagram profile organically. and I handle ads. I don't do organic. Jenn does organic. Jenn doesn't do ads. But when the two of those things come together, the organic and the ad side, it's going to jack up the profit. But unless you have a profitable profile, it's really hard by the time you come over to me to say, hey, I need some help with Facebook ads and Instagram ads to be able to help get some momentum. So I'm going to pass this over to Jenn in just 1 second. A couple more shout outs here. We're going to pass it over to Jenn to give us a little bit of education on what we need to pay attention to with our profiles. Cricket Tips Coach UV, hi, it's good to see you. I'm glad that you're popping in from YouTube. And we have Johnny Bean in the house. I finally dropped your thing in the mail, by the way. There's a keychain coming your way. It took me a month and a half. I apologize.
Hey, I have books still on my table that have been there for like 6 months that I haven't put in the mail yet. So, I mean, I think I've got you beat at this point.
Troy is asking if he just turns this off, can we just do it for him? The Instagram.
I mean, given that, let's be real, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna bring you front and center. Before we talk about profityourprofile.com, let's actually talk about making your profile profitable. That was what I was saying. I don't know why. Johnny B saying thank you, the digital gal, and UB saying, ma'am, how are you? Fabulous. I'm very happy to have Jenn on the show. Very happy she said yes, to be honest. It's actually very hard to book her time, and I have to book Jenn on average 2 months in advance. So
it's a true story.
Really happy that she's actually here. All right, so Jenn, I'm going to make you big and beautiful here, and just let's just talk about it. Hit us with some knowledge here. What do we need to know about our Instagram profile in order to prime it to actually be profitable?
So there's a few things, right? I mean, there's actually a lot of things, but we'll talk about a few things. So first and foremost, it's really important that you have a good profile description. This is key to success for growth. And it's not so much what's going to get you, a client off of your existing followers, but it's going to get you the followers that are going to turn into clients. So your profile bio should tell anybody who's looking in who you are, what you do, and what's in it for them. So those key 3 things need to be covered in your profile bio. If you've only got a 1 line of text in there, or if it's like this really long corporate jargon paragraph, stop, delete, return, start all over again. Like, this needs to be a serious focus, because most people who read that profile are only reading it the first time they ever come to your profile. They found you in search, they found you in hashtags, someone recommended you, they saw you somewhere, they came in your store, whatever it is. They want to now look you up on Instagram. They're looking at your bio. So this is for first-time visitors. And so it needs to be personable. It needs to be on brand. It needs to have some character to it. Use emojis or something to add some of that flair, but make it relevant to them. Why should they follow you on Instagram? What are they getting out of you by doing this? Pro tip, most of us cannot write our own profile bios. I did not write mine. No, I did not. I edited it, but I did not write it.
Wait, so
because we're horrible.
You're telling me I should have you write my Instagram bio?
Probably. Or get Steph to write it, because she's really good at these things.
Definitely. She is incredible.
But it helps to reach out to friends, family, colleagues, existing clients, and say, hey, if you had to write something about me, what's one bullet point you would say about the brand? What's one thing you think I'm really good at? What do you get out of working with me? And collect a list of bullet points from a bunch of other people, and then start putting those into your profile. Or reach out to somebody who is on your team, or somebody that you trust that might be better at writing this. Mine was written by somebody who runs a podcast, and she wrote my intro bio for the podcast. And I was like, can I steal that? Because that's really good. But we're horrible at writing about ourselves, right? We want to say all these things, and there's so much we want to say, and then we try to condense it, and it never really conveys what other people see or need to know about us. So it helps to get that outside perspective. The next thing you need is the link. Okay? That link in bio. This is like your gold mine, right? Like, you on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on YouTube, you can dump links and you can do whatever you want. You can't do it on Instagram. Okay? Whether you have stories with the link sticker now, whether you have a big enough profile to have that feature or not, you still have link in bio as your number 1 driver of traffic. And it's going to be super important that goes to the right location. And this is where a lot of people fail. They send it to their homepage. And I always use the example of, imagine you walk into a department store and you see the mannequin in the most amazing outfit you've ever seen. And you're like, I want that. I want to go take it home right now. but the belt is somewhere on the third floor. The shoes are somewhere on the first floor. The jacket is somewhere in the clearance on the second floor. You can't find the shirt to save your life. The pants are somewhere, hidden in the back of a rack on another floor. Like, you're never going to buy the outfit because you can't find it. But if you walked in and right next to the mannequin was every piece of item on that mannequin, you'd grab all your sizes, go to the change room, and walk out, and you just spend a few $100s on a new outfit. Thank you, ma'am. That's how link in bio has to work. You have to give people the resources they need. And that is why a lot of people will use things like link in bio, there's the third-party tools that do those sorts of things, and you create kind of that sub-menu. Those are great. Any of those link in bio solutions. You can also recreate that on your own website. That is my key to profitable success. And you can go look at mine. Mine is not perfect. Mine is by no means the gold standard, but it works. And there's photos for each of the things that I typically promote on Instagram. Try not to do more than like 6 or 7, because we don't want this to be the Cheesecake Factory menu where there's so many options that you can't choose. So like 6 to 7 options. But then if you said, go read the blog, they go to that link in bio on your website, they click on the blog option, or they click on the register option, or they click on the product option, whatever it is. But here's the thing, when you put it on your website, you own the traffic. Which goes to Amanda. Oh, wrong side. That one. That goes to now your ads, because if you've got your tracking pixel in your website, which I'm assuming you all do, now every piece of traffic that comes from Instagram, you're tracking, and you can retarget them with ads because they came from Instagram. Mm-hmm. So not only are you getting them to your destination, but now you can retarget them and get what you need out of it. Plus, then you can check your Google Analytics and see your workflows and be like, yeah, turns out 80% of our traffic is going to the blog from Instagram. Who knew? Now you can do more blog promotion or focus your content accordingly. So just in the profile alone, those are the 2 most important things that you need to be doing. Have a good description and maximize that link in bio.
I love everything you're saying, and I know that I too am guilty of not having my profile up to speed. As far as link in bio goes, I'm using Linktree, which I know is the if you could be pointing that traffic to your own website, do it. But my struggle is real. My website's ultra slow. So when I point traffic to my website right now, it's taking forever to load. So that's why I have that little go between for now. So I'm working on but the part of the motivation for me redesigning my website is actually because I've watched so many of Jenn's trainings, and I have Jenn in the back of my head going, stop using Linktree, send them straight to your website. And for all the exact reasons that I preach with regards to ads, getting traffic to your site, picking up your pixel, using Google Analytics, all of it. So from a business standpoint, it makes way more sense. And I want to give a shout out to Alicia, who is in the comments. Oh my God, great point. Me too. Linktree. That's now on my to-do list. I'll tell you, be careful. Be careful, Alicia, because I've had it on my to-do list. But the to-do list keeps getting pushed back and back and back. So it's become one of those things where I'm like, gosh darn it, by the end of 2021, I will have it done.
Well, I'm just going to put this out there that we may have a training in Profit Your Profile in December that may have this as the challenge. So if you haven't done it by then, that's going to be your challenge within the membership that's going to hold you accountable. So it will be done.
Speaking of Profit Your Profile, can I bring up the screen share here?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we got some exciting news happening. Miss Jenn Herman has finally, after years and years of all of us begging her to, has finally creating a training program. Oh, and Johnny said my audio is a lot lower than Jenn's. Let me know if that's any better, Johnny, in the comments, if that helps at all. Tell me in the comments. Okay.
Tell me. I can just start whispering. It's fine. I might be overcompensating because I'm actually sick, and I'm probably like overcompensating and speaking louder than I should.
I think I had your volume pumped and my volume not pumped.
Oh, okay.
I was going easy. So Johnny, let me know if that works. In the meantime, we're going to make Jenn talk a little bit more anyway, because I have a screen share here for you. So Jenn finally launched a training program. Oh, and Lisa goes, much better audio.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, everybody. See, you know what? This is what I love about our community. People literally have your back. And this is what I love about live streaming, is that it's a fluid experience. I just watched I started watching a live video from earlier today from somebody else, and I won't say.
His audio was fine. Hers was horrible echo. Like, I'm talking like stereo level echo. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. Like, and no one at any point said anything in the comments. So yes, for those of you who pop in and say, fix this, like, we love this.
This is why, so I'm actually like ultra proud of the people that engage with my content just for those reasons alone. I'm like, I've got good people. I've got like, come on my show. Let me interview you. I've got good people.
You do have good people.
Yeah. All right. So let me finally get to that screen share I keep talking about.
There it is.
There's your beautiful face right
That's
there.
what I normally look like when I'm not dealing with what I'm dealing with.
I'm just glad you still made the time and came out today.
I'm feeling a lot better today,
and
so
I
it
told
worked
you
out.
we're not going to keep you too long, but
It's all good.
I definitely wanted to talk about this today because so the world needs more Jenn Herman, because by the time people get to me and want me to help them with Facebook and Instagram ads, they needed you first.
Yeah.
And not everybody can afford you for one-on-one. So that's why seeing this launch has me really excited. So what are we looking at?
So this is Profit Your Profile. This is my brand new membership. I just launched it this month, and I'm like so excited. Like, this is the membership that I wanted, right? Like, I have been thinking about this. This is a long time coming, and I put everything into it that I would want. So basically, if you want to work one-on-one consulting with me, it's $295 an hour, $300 an hour. And not, like I said, not a lot of people can afford that, especially in longevity. Well, this membership is $375 a year. So for the price of basically one consultation, you get me all year, 4 live trainings every month. So the first week of every month, we actually do a breakdown of all those Instagram updates you and I were talking about, those average of 8 a month. I do a live in the Facebook group for the membership just about those updates and how they impact you, what you need to know. What do they mean for your strategy? Like, what are you going to do with it? Not just, oh, there was an update. Then the second and third weeks of each month, we have live training. One is with me and one is with an external expert in related topics. So for example, in October, we have Chad Illa Peterson coming in and he's talking all about storytelling. And then in November, I have a photographer, Shayna, coming in, and she's amazing. And I love her so much. And she's going to teach photography tips for taking better Instagram photos. And then in December, I have Amanda Weinrob coming in, and she's going to teach how to maximize your website for bringing in Instagram traffic. So is all these like additional augmented supportive trainings, not just Instagram training, but all the things that tie into it from these external experts. And then the fourth week of every month, we do an open office hours, much like Amanda does at her membership. Open office hours, come hang out with me, ask all your questions, like literally all those questions that you have, and why doesn't this work, and what should I be doing, and this is my brand, and this is my account. We're going to talk about it all every month. And so literally you get me live every single week for 52 weeks a year. So it's a lot.
As someone who has been running a membership now, mine's been a year and a half now. I think I've had it running. And it took me the first year fumbling around and doing, I don't want to say the wrong things, but not quite finding my footing. And now the real key that I have found that has been the most valuable thing for students or for members has been the office hours. So having the ability to have Zoom and have people come in on Zoom, be face-to-face with them, have them ask an actual question, get an actual answer right on the spot, specific to your business, specific to your challenge, and to be able to have a community and learn from other people in that office hours environment. The office hours by far they've skyrocketed to being one of the most valuable aspects of access, because otherwise for people to get on a Zoom with me, I'm not as much as Jenn, but yeah, you're paying around $245 US to get on a Zoom call with me to get the same.
And it's a lot. Like you said, when you're putting those people in a group, it becomes like a small group mastermind when you have those office hours, right? Like, I'm learning from you asking a question about something that I didn't even know I had a question about, but now that you asked it, it makes me think about this in mine, and then I'm going to ask the question. And that's the whole purpose of our memberships, right? It's to support these people. Like, yes, of course I want to make money, right? I mean, that's why I'm charging for it, but I'm not charging $1,000. I'm charging like $40 a month, people, that you can come in and you can get this access and be able to maximize your strategy on Instagram. That is literally what I want for people. I have the knowledge. I want to give it to as many people as possible. I want people to go be successful. I don't want someone to come to me and say, Instagram just doesn't work for me, because it can. but you need the strategy. You need the understanding of why it does what it does. And the biggest misconception is that so many people take their Facebook strategy and they throw it up on Instagram. And that is the worst thing you could do. Even though they are technically the same platform, they are completely different.
They operate
It's a
completely
disaster.
differently. They have completely different algorithms. They have completely different audiences, even though you have some cross-pollination of audiences on both sides.
But you expect different things when you go to the other platform.
And the part that blows my mind is that they operate so differently, which is why I need Jenn as part of this conversation, which is why Jenn needs to come on to What in the Ads is Going On show, which is why I need to have her available to members to be able to get access, because there's so much. It's so different. But what really gets me, they're so different, but they both ride on the backbone of the exact same ads platform. If you want to run Instagram ads by going beyond that little click promote button, if you want to start running Instagram ads to any degree or any level of success, you need Facebook Ads Manager. And you need to learn Facebook ads, because Facebook ads and Instagram ads, they are hand in hand. So for those that are focused exclusively on Instagram, who are only growing their Instagram profiles, first and foremost, you need Jenn. You need to dive into her trainings. It's the most thorough, most robust, most current and incredible trainings that I've ever been exposed to. She is absolutely the top of the pack worldwide. And that is making all the difference in the world. So people that Jenn refers over to me, who already have their profile together in a profit forward way, by the time I start working with them for Facebook and Instagram ads, it's so much easier, because we've got content. We have an organic heartbeat, is what I like to call it. And I
like that. Organic heartbeat.
Yes. Well, I get a lot of that with Facebook ads too. When people come to me for ads and they're like, okay, well, I have this product I want to sell and I really don't use Facebook very much. I'm like, okay, well, if we're going to dump a bunch of money onto ads and you have no organic heartbeat, this really is like trying to do, CPR on something that isn't moving and hoping we're going to get a heartbeat and hoping we're going to get some sales. Meanwhile, if you already have activity happening, then it's like going to the gym and weight training. You're just getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Your Facebook ads and your Instagram ads can get stronger and stronger and stronger if you're building it off of a foundation that has a strong content heartbeat and is set up for success. And it's really hard to do that when you are dealing with a platform like Instagram that changes an average of 8 new changes every single week, or every week,
every month. Every month.
Yeah, so I definitely highly recommend. Before we wrap it up, Jenn, I did want to ask you the ever-pressing question that has been has lit the internet on fire lately. Hashtags. Can we talk about hashtags for a hot minute here?
We can talk all things hashtags.
Okay, all things hashtags. I want to know, because there's lots of rumors going around. For years and years and years, it has been, you have a maximum of 30 hashtags and you use them or lose them. So you use all the spaces because it doesn't do you any good not to. However, recently, news has been circulating that you don't need to do that anymore.
I've got lots of thoughts. And I will preface this with the fact that this month's training, actually this Friday's training in Profit Your Profile, is literally all things hashtags. And that training is breaking down all things feed, IGTV, Reels, and Stories hashtags, because they're actually different. So we'll be breaking all that down. But yes, to this myth, this rumor, this chaos. There was a while back, there was a rumor, this is probably going on about 1.5 years now, where they said use 5. Someone started the rumor that you couldn't use more than 5 hashtags and you'd be punished. Well, we finally simmered that one down, calmed everybody down. And then an Instagram rep talked to somebody who has a blog and told that person to do 8 to 15 hashtags per post. So she blogged about it. It picked up like wildfire, was spread around the interwebs, became the next big thing where now everyone's like, I can't use more than 15 hashtags. I need to use 8 to 15. I can't use more. And I was like, oh my gosh, calm down. So the idea behind this is the average user wastes hashtags. We use things like hashtag fun, hashtag love, hashtag summer, hashtag back to school, and all these super popular things that are irrelevant. Those don't work. So yes, her guidance as that Instagram rep was to use 8 to 15 targeted hashtags. Totally don't disagree. However, there's no reason to limit it to 8 to 15. For the average user who's wasting hashtags, that makes sense to cut it down. But if you're doing a good Instagram hashtag strategy, use 20, 22, 27, 30. You can use up to 30. They should all be relevant and strategic. The key here is to know what your audience wants, not what you want to be found for. So I always use the example of car insurance, and Amanda knows this example because I use it all the time. But if you sell car insurance and you use hashtag car insurance, do you think anybody's going to Instagram and looking at hashtag car insurance? That would be a big no. Like, you go to Google, right? Or you talk to your neighbor. Like, you're not going to Instagram looking for that. That doesn't mean you can't be on Instagram with car insurance, but you want to use things like hashtag new car, hashtag first car, hashtag dream car. Use things that people are looking for on Instagram or that they're creating content around on Instagram. And then when they go and find your content, they're like, oh, I'm buying a new car. I'm looking for my dream car. Oh, I'm going to need car insurance. And there you are. So again, it's picking those right relevant hashtags that tie into what your audience is actually looking for and where they're present. Use as many as you want. Use them all. Because it's still a use it or lose it mentality in the sense of the more you use, the more you're telling Instagram what your content is about, the more searches you show up in, the more keyword searches you show up in, because you're telling the algorithm what you are doing.
So for the first time in forever, after hearing you talk about this, Jenn, of that exact same example of car insurance, I actually finally just looked it up. I know, right? When's the last time you actually looked this one up? So I did. And to your point, when I look up hashtag new car, so
yep,
it might be hard to get it to focus there, but you see a whole bunch of people like shaking hands, getting a new car, like normal humans. Like those are normal people. Whereas if I search hashtag car insurance, let's go car insurance. And when I look at the top posts, it's not really...
It's not Instagramming. Ain't nobody wanting that.
That's going to be hard no.
Yeah.
So that's to your point. I mean, everything that you've always said in theory, I'm like, oh yeah, I believe the theory. This is the first time I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit here and look up while she's talking.
I love it.
Information like this, understanding the hashtags, understanding the different algorithms with Instagram, understanding the strategy behind it, that's going to be more relevant for your specific business. You're going to be able to get that hands-on information if you do check out Jenn's program at profityourprofile.com. She is way underpriced for everything she's packed into this. She has more packed into her membership than what I'm offering, which makes me feel like I gotta like thanks, Jenn. We should have coordinated that first.
Gotta cut one of those trainings.
Yeah, like seriously. But in the meantime, I definitely recommend you checking this program out. You guys know me. I don't push a lot of products, so to speak. But I definitely recommend things that are ultra relevant and that do intertwine very well to set you up for more success with your ads, because all too often I'm being referred people who are not ready for my services or who are not ready to be running ads altogether. That's going to be one of those instances where if you want to be running Instagram ads, first filtering yourself through a check to make sure that you are set up for being profitable with your profile. It's money well spent. Let's put it that way, for sure.
And that's the thing. I mean, and you and I have talked about this, and you were talking about it a little bit earlier. Like, if your organic content isn't performing well, if you're doing that horrible hashtag car insurance type content, you can put as much money behind it as you want. It's useless. It's now just expensive, bad content. So it's not helping you. But if you know what works, if you have the organic strategy and you know that when you want to push a product, that this color, this alignment, this format works, then great. You can translate that into ads that are going to drive more clicks and more conversions because you've proven that it works in the organic environment. You know what works for your audience, what they respond to. Do they respond to videos or photos? Do they respond to, when you have a product or when it's your face? All these things you don't know until you've done it organically and figured out your strategy. Then you can say, great, this is the recipe for success. Put that with the ad money, and it's going to be multiplied in the level of, in compounding performance for you because it's already high quality content that your audience wants and that they reply to.
Well, and that's something that I always say is that when it comes to doing any type of ads for Facebook or Instagram, ads are only going to do one thing. They're going to amplify. And that means they're going to amplify what's working, but they're also going to amplify what's not working. So making sure things are working well for you before you start pumping some ad dollars in behind it makes a lot of sense. And that's why this is ultra relevant, and especially relevant for existing members of Swift Kick in the Ads and anybody else that's watching this. So with that said, are there any other pressing thoughts that we need to know about Instagram before we wrap up?
Because right now everyone's talking about Reels, and we kind of talked about it a little bit. Here, everyone wants to know, should you do it, should you not? Here's my advice. Test, try, experiment. I hate Reels. I think this is why I didn't get verified, because I have blatantly stood on my high horse and said I hate Reels, and Instagram has a giant red X on my face on their murder board. Like, I'm not even joking. This is my life. But I hate Reels, okay?
I'm just going to say, with all of Jenn's language in this, I'm not going to be able to promote this as a live. I'm going to turn this into an ad after, because first of all, the Instagram gods are going to smite us. Second of all,
they are.
We've got murder in here. Yeah.
You're welcome. Just cut that part out when you cut it up the ad.
Cut that part. Okay.
But try Reels. I don't love them. Everyone knows I don't love them. They don't perform all that well for me, but they do perform really well for a lot of people. And Instagram has repeatedly said that they want Reels creators and they will reward creators. So if you're creating Reels content, not just watching it, all of your content is likely to get more reach and more exposure. You're likely to show up in more searches because they want to reward those Reels creators. It doesn't mean you have to dance. It doesn't mean there has to be music. It can be simple and educational. It can be short. It can be longer. There's tons of flexibility with it, but I highly recommend you at least try out Reels. And when I say that, I don't mean do one Reel next week and say, nope, didn't work. You're going to have to commit to doing I know, it was my plan too. It failed horribly. But do one a week for 6 weeks, or do one every other week for 2 months. Try it out. And if you're really scared, build it in Instagram stories, then save the video to your device without publishing it. Then go into Reels and upload the video you just saved to your device as an easier way to start the process, because you're probably really comfortable in stories. We've been doing that a lot longer. And then maybe add 1 or 2 things with the Reels feature and publish it. Start trying it, see if that helps. It can help get you that exposure, can help you grow your audience. It can help work towards that profitability if that's your goal. But that would be kind of my all around best advice right now, is to try to at least embrace them for some short period of time.
Well, now we finally, it took us a couple years to get me on board with hashtag strategy. Now it's taken about 1.5 years to get me almost to the point where I'm going to change off of a link tree. Now I'm going to do some Reels because Herman told me to, and hashtag Jenn told me to do it.
But you can do Reels. You're good at that kind of content. You can do this. I'm bad at this kind of content. My brain does not think this way. I don't consume it. I don't create it. Instagram knows it, and they punish me.
All right. So just for you, Jenn, I will make sure that I do some Reels in the next, imminently, in the next several weeks. I will start dabbling with Reels. And to be honest, Reels are, so TikTok, I do spend a little bit of time over there. Just saying. But the TikToks I've made that I feel compelled to make are all more hiking and camping and uploading beautiful waterfalls. And I feel like in the grand scheme of TikTok, I'm more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Whereas the business stuff, you're actually inspiring me, because I would like to do some Reels and some information that's more Facebook ads related and more educational with my pink high heels and Swift Kick in the Ads and all of that. I'd like to have some fun with that. And I think Instagram might be the appropriate channel for me to make that type of video content. So I'm inspired, I have to admit.
Yay!
I'm pleasantly surprised because, I thought this was going to be but I thought this was, I feel like I've been training behind the scenes with you for so long. I'm yeah, I'm ready. I know what we're going to talk about. I know how this is going to go. I'm prepared. And of course,
and then I mess it all up.
Bombs, and I'm I'm going to do that too, of course. So hands up in the comments if you are watching, if you are going to be attempting some reels alongside me after listening to Jenn. Give us the lowdown on the why. And with that, Jenn, I think we should probably wrap this up. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you and I could stay here all night. I'm sure we could still keep talking about all this, but I do have to go. And, do our adulting responsibilities.
I'm sure we'll have a quick chat in the green room after this. So much to tell. But anyway, with that, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Jenn, where can everybody find you? Where can everybody find you, and where can they sign up for your program?
So you can find me everywhere as Jenn's Trends, JENNS_trends, pretty much around the web. That's Instagram, Clubhouse, YouTube, Twitter, you name it. Jen'sTrends.com is always Jenn with 2 N's. If you want to find out more about my blogs, my videos, any of that sort of stuff is on the website. And then you can go to ProfitYourProfile.com to find out more about the membership. Like I said, we just launched. We haven't done a single training yet. First one is this week, so you can get in now and not miss anything. But even if you can't attend live, there are replays to everything that will be available in the group. So sign up and start dedicating and investing in yourself to be successful on Instagram, because that is my only goal. And that's at ProfitYourProfile.com.
And I want to give a shout out to Lisa Monk saying, thank you, ladies. Always great catching you both in my time zone. And Lisa, you're part of my motivation on why I do this show later in the evening on my time zone, because I know it's tough. It's tough to catch all time zones. And that's why the evening one has worked out well. And Kate is saying, we'll definitely be looking into Reels. All right. We've got another one inspired. Yes.
I love it.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this. Thanks for catching this live. Thanks for being here on the replay. And a big, huge thank you to Jenn for making the time to come on tonight. I know you had a lot on the go. And Lisa's, I appreciate that. I appreciate you. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Jenn. And I'm actually lit up and inspired and excited to attend your trainings, and I will be there. So we'll make this happen. Okay, everybody. Yay! If you're not a member of Jenn's Profit Your Profile, you are definitely not a friend of mine. I'm kidding. You're just missing out. That's all. You're missing out. All right, everybody, have a fantastic evening. My name is Amanda Robinson. I am the Digital Gal. This is another episode of What in the Ads is Going On with very special guest, Jenn Herman. We'll see everybody same time, same place next week. All right, everyone. Ciao.